My name is Jatin Bhatia. This is video for assignment one, financial management. Question number one is: suppose you want to start your own business after graduation. Briefly describe your business plan and explain the most appropriate form of business that would be suitable for your company. What advantage and disadvantage does your choice offer in comparison to other general and hybrid forms? After graduation, if I have chance to establish my own business, I would like to prefer sole proprietorship because it is a type of enterprise that is owned and run by the individual person, and there is no minimal government involvement, and also no create any intervention in business activities. Also no one create get crashing while we taking the financial decision of the enterprises. And my dream business is forex trading or currency exchange business, because in this business there is no stoppage, and as compared to other four types of businesses, proprietorship also have advantages and disadvantages. Advantages of sole proprietorship businesses are the full control of your business, and complete authority to take on decisions, and also business owners can keep all the profit to himself. Changing business is less complicated in sole proprietorship, and minimal reporting requirement. And also one pros is tax advantages. And the disadvantages of sole proprietorship is unlimited liability. It's mean when a person in a business pay that that's by selling the asset in the business, the asset will be land or building and so on. This condition, so unlimited liability. You also secondary disadvantages is you will be personally responsible for all the business expenses and losses. And third disadvantage is lack of managerial experience. And one most important disadvantage is if the owner of the business health dies or not good, then his business also may be closed or sold to the public. Question number two: goal of the management to maximize the value of business. Explain why is the goal different from profit maximization. Answer is it's quite difficult to understand how business handle the both situation. Generally, we think the business mainly focus on profit maximization. According to study, business focus on both profit and value maximization, but the profit maximization doesn't necessarily have to be the same as value maximization. In profit maximization and value maximization have high correlation between them. To measuring the value maximization of the business, then we needed to follow three things. First is business decision that maximize the expected future cash flow, and second is generating expected cash flow sooner than later, and third is less risk. And let's take a real example of Kingdom University. I'm coming here to study for 4 years graduation. I have two options. First is making money, and second is to maximize my value by studying. If I choose first option, I will not focus on study and nor up to date in class activities. I only focus on making more money in 4 years. That's mean I choose short term objective. It's only for short period of time. On the other hand, if I choose second options, that is maximize the value by more focus on study rather than earning more money, I will give first priority to the study. After that, the money. Uh, After studying, if I choose the long term objective, uh, I will after studying bachelor, I will also start a business or continue my further study in good university. Third question is: what is the agency problems in corporate management list, and explain a few examples of handling it. In a business, there are so many stockholders in the firm. They all shareholder choosing few numbers of people who are decision making and making handling the firm activities on the behalf of stockholders. Sometimes the shareholders may be a problem that the manager acting the agent for the shareholders supposed to make decision that will maximize shareholder wealth even through in the manager best interest to maximize his own wealth. This is known as agency problem. Sometimes the manager as like in other words, sometimes the manager making their own interest in the stock rather than the best interest of the shareholder. So how we overcome with these agency problems? We have few ways. First is one potential is to tie the management compensation to firm performance. Second is general shareholder meetings. The general shareholder meeting means the meetings organized by the shareholder to discuss about the shares or deliver the message to the manager to solve the agency problems. And third is hostile takers. And third is Sarbanes Oakley Act 2002. In this act, it gives punishment and penalties to violation the regulation of the internal control of preparing report or external parties to oversees and check the accuracy of the financial report. And fourth is commission and bonus structure or requiring full transparency between managers and the stockholders. Question number 4 is list and explain the sum of the keys of the difference between GAAP and IFRS presented in this lecture. The financial company and make relevant decision, we need to follow the accounting standard. We have two main accounting standard that used to prepare the analyze the financial statement by the company. Generally, GAAP, generally accepted accounting principle, developed by the FASB, Financial Accounting Standard Board, and second is International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS), developed by the International Accounting Standard Board (IASB). The AAP is generally followed by in United States and Japan, and over this side IFRS is the common accounting standard used by the almost 150 countries. There are so many differences between accounting standard. IFRS is the principle based standard, basically general guideline, and GAAP is the rule based standard. Let's evaluate the asset by GAAP and IFRS. GAAP value their asset in historical cost. On the other hand, IFRS value the asset on current and market prices. Let's take another example, inventory cost. GAAP and IFRS have different methods to evaluate the inventories. There are three methods to evaluate the inventories: FIFO, first in and first out, and used by International Financial Reporting Standard, LIFO by GAAP, and weighted average method. Let's go to the example question number 5th. Let me share the screen. Mhm. Question number 5th. Construct income cash flow statement using information provided for IBA company below. Explain why net income from your income statement is not cash the company generated in the cash flow statement. First, I'd make the income statement. Sale is 450,000, and I subtract the cost of the goods sold 320,000. Then gross profit is 130,000, and then I subtract all the expenses: selling expenses, R&D expenses, and D&A expenses. Then operating income is 67,000. Then I add the other income 7,500. After that, earning before interest and taxes is 74,500, and then I subtract the interest expenses 22,500. Then pre-taxes income is 72,000, and then I subtract the corporate tax rate, that is 32%. That is mentioned in question, 32%, 23,040, and net income is then I net income came 48,960. After that, I make the statement of cash flow statement. Net income I already uh, I take from this income statement, and depreciation and amortization expenses add. After that, I subtract the account receivable 18,000 and add the account payable 11,000. Inventory is mentioned in the question 15,000, and cash from operating expenses, operating activity 91,960, and investment activities is 0. Investment into government bonds is 8,000. I subtracted. And purchase of technologies, technology 20,000 I subtract. And then cash from investment activity 63,960. Then financial activities are dividend paid 2,000 less, sale of new stock 2,000 add, and increase in debts at 32,000 add, and then change in cash and cash equivalent came 1 lakh 5,960. And thank you so much for your attention.